Imagine that even when life is rough, you can still be a calm harbor where no storms can get in. That's the power of building good judgment and emotional strength to handle the unexpected. This video, which is based on the 10 key principles of Stoicism, will show you how to create a state of calmness where nothing can disturb your inner peace. Why is there a difference between being able to control your thoughts and not being able to control external events? As Epictetus said, some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. To find inner peace, we must focus only on what we can control through wisdom and willpower. Interpreting objective events through hardships and weaknesses disappears, showing the free spirit of a person living in harmony with the laws of the universe. This lets reality develop without any inner obstruction. Follow us on this journey in today's video with the 10 Stoic principles to stay the same and let Epictetus' Stoic philosophy lead the way. A new path for you where you learn to actively grasp the key to inner peace, no matter what the outside storms are like. But before we start, as usual, I have a challenge for you. Watch until the end and don't miss any of these 10 important principles. Just one of them could change your life forever. Principle number 1, clear goals. Epictetus said that problems show what kind of person someone is, and the harder the problem, the more honor there is in overcoming it. Pilots get their name from being good in storms and tempests. This sentence isn't just a theory, it's a call to action when you know what you want to achieve. The world seems to get smaller, and huge problems seem like small steps. You can't lose the inner strength you find in this process. A strong purpose isn't something you just happen to find, it's something you craft by thinking deeply about what matters to you. Not just your career goals or personal achievements, but also the principles and values you want to spend your life pursuing. Once you have a strong purpose in your heart, you need to work hard to protect and grow it. Your strength in the face of trouble comes from sticking with your goals and not giving up. A clear purpose is like a lighthouse in the dark. It guides you and holds your soul firmly in place. When life throws you curveballs, your clear purpose is what keeps you from falling into the sea of feelings and tough situations. In the end, having firm goals isn't just good advice, it's the key to mental strength that can't be matched and the power to face and beat any task. These ideas are at the heart of Stoic thought. They are not only a set of rules for living, but also proof of the power of will and a clear goal. Nothing is impossible, and nothing can break your strong spirit. For both personal and business growth, it's important to set clear goals. Having clear goals gives you direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose in your life, whether you're trying to be successful in your job, your personal growth, or something else. This lesson on the importance and key parts of setting clear goals can be summed up in 5 easy points. Clarity. Be very clear about what your goals are. It's easy to get lost and confused when things aren't clear. Make sure your goals are SMART, which stands for clear, measured, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Goal setting. Not all goals are the same. Find the most important ones and put them in order of importance. This helps you make good use of your time, energy, and resources. Break it down. It can be scary to set big goals. Split them up into smaller jobs or milestones that you can handle. This makes the trip less scary and makes it easier to see how you're doing. While clear goals can help you stay on track, it's also important to be able to change your mind when necessary. Things could change, and you might need to change your goals to reflect that. Being adaptable helps you deal with problems while staying on track. Regular review. Look over your goals every so often to make sure they are still important to you and in line with your goals. Think about your growth, enjoy your successes, and make any changes that are needed. This ongoing review holds you responsible and keeps you moving toward your goals. Implementing these ideas into your goal-setting process will improve your capacity to convert your hopes and dreams into real achievements. Principle number 2. Would you give your body to a stranger? Think about it. You would never consider giving someone you don't know and trust control of your body. So why do we let random thoughts and lies take over our minds so easily? When we let other people's opinions affect us, we are basically giving them the key to our happiness and peace. Mind control isn't just a skill, it's an art. When someone hurts us, it's natural to feel angry and want to get back at them. Start with what you do every day. Make little plans, and to boost your confidence, try to reach them every day. You can start to understand your emotions better and live in the present moment as you learn that you have the power to choose how to respond to any situation. You will slowly become stronger against problems and stop letting bad feelings affect you. Imagine a baker who works hard every day to improve their skills and doesn't care what other people think about them. This baker doesn't let outside views affect how they do their work. Spirit, with patience and control, the baker not only gets better at baking, but they also find true freedom and inner peace, and they can handle any judgment with grace. Stoic philosophy isn't just a school of thought. It's also a powerful tool that can help us deal with and get through everyday problems. By learning to control our thoughts and emotions in a healthy way, we can find real peace and freedom in a world that is constantly changing and uncertain. We can't help but be gossiped about and judged by others. But have you ever wondered if the weight of hurtful words really defines you? Or if it's your strength and inner peace? This story isn't just about how to deal with mean words. It's also about soul freedom and what it means to not be bound by other people's views. When talking about personal boundaries, the question of giving your body to a stranger is a powerful way to show how important it is to set limits and love yourself. Even though it seems crazy, thinking about this situation can help you understand the subtleties of consent, liberty, and self-preservation. Know how much you're worth. Your body is a holy object that needs to be respected and cared for. Take a moment to understand your worth and protect your right to choose who can see it. The key is consent. Consent is an important part of having good relationships and interactions. Give your body to a stranger only if they ask you to. Make sure that all interactions, physical or mental, are based on mutual respect and agreement. Set clear limits. To protect your physical and mental health, set clear limits. It's important to be clear about these limits and stick to them, even if it means telling other people no. Accept your gut feelings. Pay attention to your gut feelings and accept them. If something doesn't feel right or if you think you might be in danger, put your safety first and leave the situation. Self-care is not optional. Put your health and well-being ahead of everything else. This means putting your mental health, social needs, and physical health first. Remember that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for happy relationships and a full life. By making these principles a part of your life, you give yourself the strength to handle life's challenges with self-confidence, respect, and a strong commitment to your own limits. Principle number 3. If someone talks badly about you. Epictetus once said that we can't change other people's thoughts or actions, but we can change how we react to them. In today's world, this means accepting that everyone has their own ideas and values, and they may not always agree with us or act the way we want them to. In the same way that Christ told us to love our enemies, we are told to be patient and open-minded about different points of view, even when they are at odds with our own, so that we can live a life that is not divided. When you're sure of the road you've chosen and the reason you chose it, When other people say mean things, they lose their power. Lastly, we need to learn to be patient and kind so we can handle insults and arguments without letting them get to us. Being patient helps us stay calm and not respond quickly or badly, and being gentle helps us keep good relationships with other people even when they disagree with us. The lives of saints and artists who endured insults and harm with patience and kindness while staying true to their path show us how to do the same. When we focus on personal growth and resilience in the face of challenges, we not only make our own lives better, but we also inspire those around us. Remember that true power doesn't come from controlling what other people think or say about us, but from controlling how we let those things affect us. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Your story could help other people find strength and courage. It can be painful and hard to deal with when someone says bad things about you, but how you handle these kinds of events can have a big effect on your health and relationships. When someone says bad things about you, here are 5 simple things to think about. Stay calm. Reacting emotionally or hastily can make things worse. Before you answer, take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. Remember that staying calm helps you think more clearly and act in a reasonable way. Take a look at the situation. Before you do anything, look at the situation and the person's words to see what they mean. Take a moment to think about whether what they're saying is true or just mean rumors. Figuring out the reason can help you decide what to say. Pick your answer carefully. Choose whether you need to deal with the problem directly or if it's better to just let it go. Sometimes, talking to the person in a cool and firm way can clear up any confusion or stop more rumors from spreading. At other times, it may be better for your health to ignore it and focus on good relationships. Get help. Telling a trusted friend, family member, or mentor how you're feeling can help you see things more clearly and give you mental support. Spend time with people who make you feel good and give you support when things are hard. Focus on improving yourself. Instead of dwelling on the bad things people have said about you, use your energy to improve yourself. To become the best version of yourself, use criticism in a helpful way to figure out where you need to improve. Remember that what other people say about you doesn't decide your worth. If you follow these easy steps, you can handle situations where someone talks badly about you with grace and strength, keeping your peace of mind and sense of self-worth in the end. Principle number 4. Insult and offense. Epictetus said in a strong and wise voice that what really scares and upsets us is not what's happening around us, but how we think about it. This means that when someone offends you, it's not their words that hurt you, but how you understand and respond to those words that determines how they affect your soul. For example, if you have an opinion in a meeting and a coworker strongly disagrees with it, instead of getting angry, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this a chance for me to look at this issue from a different angle? By doing this, you not only stay calm, but you also gain new insights. This is how you find light in the dark, something that Stoicism tells us is important to learn. In this lesson, we learn not only how to deal with anger or hurt, but also how to use these things to grow as people. How you deal with them is very important. Stoicism says that you are strong not by avoiding problems, but by knowing how to face them and get through them. Remember that every challenge is a chance to get stronger and more resilient. We all face challenges that make us feel afraid and ashamed, but the question is, how do we get through them? How do we avoid letting these experiences determine our sense of self-worth? Epictetus wrote a lot about this topic in his thought. He said that what makes us afraid and ashamed is not what is happening around us, but how we react to it. People often insult and offend each other, but dealing with them properly is important for keeping relationships healthy and the surroundings positive. Whether they are meant to or not, comments can hurt people and make things tense. People can communicate and understand each other better if they know how to handle and respond to insults and crimes. Here are 5 easy things to think about. Understand intent. Know that not all comments are meant to hurt. There are times when people talk without thinking about what they are saying. Differentiating between insults that were meant to hurt you and comments that were made by accident can help you react in the right way. When someone insults or offends you, take a moment to think about how you want to respond before you do. Acting without thinking can make things worse and cause more conflict. Before you answer, take a deep breath and think about what the best thing to do is. Think about things from the person's point of view and try to understand how they feel. They might be having a rough time or dealing with their own doubts. Feeling what they're feeling can help ease the stress and start a productive conversation. Assertive communication. Don't get angry when someone insults you. Instead, be assertive. Don't use personal attacks or insults to describe how the comment made you feel. You can talk about the problem and still respect yourself and others if you communicate in an assertive way. Set boundaries. Make it clear what kind of behavior is allowed in your interactions with others. If someone insults or offends you over and over again, even after you try to talk to them about it, you might need to stay away from that person or get help from other people. By remembering these simple tips, you can handle insults and complaints with class and grace, which will help you build good relationships and communicate more effectively. Principle number 5. Fear and dishonor. Have you ever felt like you were trapped in a glass cage of fear and shame? That's when we do things we don't want to do just to get likes or a small praise on social media. But Epictetus, known for his timeless wisdom, pointed out a simple but profound truth. We are the ones who give every event meaning, which creates fear and shame in our souls. Instead of denying our emotions, Stoicism encourages us to face them with courage and self-control. Overcoming fear and shame means, held back by the gaze and words of others, it's a journey back to ourselves to rediscover the worth and meaning of life in every breath and choice. Epictetus teaches that the key to happiness is not outside, but inside each person. When we base our sense of self-worth on things we can't change, we let fear and shame in. On the other hand, when we work on improving ourselves, we find unmatched peace and strength when we let go of fear and shame. Epictetus's Stoic philosophy is not only a lesson on how to deal with problems, it's also a reminder to live a meaningful life where fear and shame don't get in the way of happiness and freedom. Because when we face and overcome our fears, we not only free ourselves, but we also inspire those around us. Now let's look at principle number 6. I'd like to thank everyone who watched this video. Your participation has been a great source of support for me and the production team. If you think these ideas are helpful, please like and share this video with others. Your support not only lets us keep making good material, but it also helps more people learn about Stoicism. During our trip through life, fear and shame can often be big problems that stop us from growing and reaching our full potential. Fear paralyzes us and keeps us from taking the chances we need to and following our dreams. Dishonor, on the other hand, breaks our trust and lowers our self-worth. But if we understand these enemies and learn how to deal with them, we can come out on the other side stronger, more durable, and ready to do great things. Be aware of your fears. Recognizing that you are afraid is the first thing you need to do to get rid of it. Figure out what fears are stopping you, whether they are based on the past, your doubts, or not knowing what will happen in the future. When you face them head-on, you take away their power over you and make room for growth. Build up your courage. Being brave doesn't mean not being afraid. It means being ready to move even though you're scared. Accepting pain and leaving your comfort zone can help you become more courageous. Start by being brave in small ways and slowly push your limits. Each step forward will make you stronger and lessen the power of fear over you. Always be honest. Honesty and being real are the building blocks of honor. Even when things go wrong, stick to your beliefs and principles. Be truthful, fair, and treat others and yourself with care. By following your moral compass, you build a sense of honor that makes you feel good and wins the respect of those around you. Accept your vulnerability. Being weak is not a virtue, it's a source of power and connection. Share your fears, problems, and goals with people you trust, and let yourself be open and vulnerable. Being vulnerable opens the door to understanding, support, and real connection, which builds a sense of belonging and the strength to deal with problems. Try to have a growth mindset. Adopt a growth attitude, which means you see problems as chances to learn and grow. Accept that failing is a part of getting better and stronger. Develop an eagerness to learn about new options and a resolve to keep going even when things go wrong. If you have a growth attitude, you can use your fears to fuel your personal and professional growth, which will help you reach your full potential. Finally, fear and shame may be big problems on the way to personal and professional happiness, but they are not impossible to solve. You can get past these problems and come out stronger, smarter, and more worthy than ever by facing your fears, building courage, living with integrity, being open to being vulnerable, and having a growth mindset. Principle number 6, getting ready for problems. Stoicism's main idea of expecting problems pushes people to be proactive instead of reacting to life's problems. Epictetus says that imagining the problems that might come up on our way helps us get ready mentally to deal with them in a calm and thoughtful way. This mental training is not an invitation to be negative, but a way to strengthen resolve and give the mind the tools it needs for any situation. Think about a marathon runner who is getting ready for a race. She knows the principle of anticipating obstacles, so she thinks about the problems that could come up, like bad weather, injuries, or unexpected personal obligations that could get in the way of her training. Instead of being afraid of these possibilities, she plans for them. She plans ahead by changing her training schedule to account for different weather conditions and setting aside time for rest and recovery. On race day, when it suddenly starts to rain, she stays calm because she has mentally and physically prepared for this possibility. Anticipating and planning for what could have been a problem turns the race into proof of her strength and determination. Anticipating problems brings balance between our emotions and our reasoning, teaching us to deal with life's unknowns with a calm mind. It gives us a feeling of readiness and confidence. It makes us better at solving problems by making us think ahead and make plans for the future. This balance is a hallmark that helps us handle life's ups and downs with a calm heart and mind. Don't allow yourself to be hurt, and you won't be hurt. This is a choice you have power over. Epictetus once said that the way we choose to handle every scenario is what gives us real power. This point of view gives us a way to reach liberation, a new way to think about how we deal with life's problems and pain. Principle number 7. No one can hurt you. If you have a serious problem with a trusted friend, your first feelings might be hurt and betrayal. But fortitude teaches us that even though this is a natural reaction, you have the power to express your emotions and shape your actions from there. So the question is, how do we apply this principle to our lives? The first is the freedom to choose the answer, whether it's to face pain or criticism. Remember that you have the power to decide how to respond, which doesn't mean denying your feelings. It means accepting them and doing it again. Wanting to manage is finding within. Faith and happiness aren't gained by staying away from all bad things. They're gained by believing that in Christianity you can get through anything. A lot of the time, faith and prayer give people this power. The third is mercy. Just as Jesus forgave those who hurt him, we are also called to show mercy. This not only makes things easier for us, but it also makes peace and love possible. Remember that this is not a call to be mean to people or avoid them. It's a reminder that we have power and the choice to deal with problems in the way we see fit. It's also an encouragement to find peace and strength through the faith we follow. Principle number 8. Repressing your actions. According to Epictetus, self-control is not only a way to be independent, but also a key way to find inner peace and spiritual power. This doesn't mean that all actions or responses are bad, it just means picking actions based on reason, not emotional spurts. Imagine you're in an important meeting when all of a sudden a coworker strongly disagrees with your ideas and even criticizes you personally. Your first thoughts might be anger, disappointment, or even the desire to respond strongly. However, Epictetus says that this is the time to learn self-control. Instead of letting your emotions take over, take a deep breath and remind yourself that anger or strong retaliation won't solve the problem. You choose to accept that. Being careful with our words and actions not only keeps bad things from happening, but it also shows that we are mature and smart in a world where strong responses are often viewed as strong. Epictetus tells us that real strength comes from being able to control oneself in any situation. So how can we use this lesson in real life? The first thing we can do is recognize our emotions. When they start to rise, we should admit them and accept them without reacting right away. The second is to think about what you're going to do or say before you do it. The third is to ask yourself if your action or speech is based on reason and will it lead to good results. The fourth is to act mindfully and choose an action that shows a deep understanding of the situation rather than just an immediate reaction. By controlling our actions, we not only control our emotions, but we also face and overcome challenges calmly and effectively. This not only makes our lives better, but also helps us become the best version of ourselves, a resilient and steadfast self amidst the storms of life. Are you ready to restrain your actions to become a better version of yourself? Leave a comment, "I'm ready," below this video. Repressing your actions means holding back your thoughts, feelings, or actions, whether you are aware of it or not. This could affect your mental and emotional health, as well as your interactions with other people in different ways. Before you try to stop yourself, here are 5 easy things you should know. Awareness. Be aware of when you're holding back your behaviors. Pay attention to any trends you see in how you avoid or push down your feelings, thoughts, or actions. Being aware of this habit is the first thing that can be done to stop it. Figure out the cause. Find out why you're holding back your acts. Fear of being judged, traumatic events in the past, social norms, or deeply held beliefs could all be to blame. As you work to overcome confinement, it can help to understand the basic reasons behind it. Feel free to share your feelings and thoughts by finding good ways to do so. This could mean writing in a notebook, talking to a trusted friend or therapist, doing creative things, or focusing on the present moment. When you talk about your feelings, you let them out and don't have to hold them back. Treat yourself with kindness as you work through the process of dealing with fear. Realize that it's a normal reaction to many inside and outside factors. Give yourself the same kindness and understanding that you would give to a friend who is going through the same things. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it from friends, family, or mental health workers. If you're having a hard time getting over repression on your own, you can get helpful advice and tools to help you on your way to being more real and emotionally free through therapy, support groups, or counseling. Principle number 9, the power of acceptance. If you're on a long trip and all of a sudden realize you're lost, you might feel angry, disappointed, and stressed. But if you use Principle 9, the power of acceptance, you start to look at the situation calmly and accept that you're lost. You realize that worrying or being angry won't change the present reality. From this acceptance, you start to look for a way to get back on track. Solutions like using a map to get directions or a GPS. The important thing is that you know you can handle things on your own instead of letting bad feelings take over. Here are 5 things you can do to get better at holding on to the power of acceptance. Identify and accept your feelings when you're having a hard time. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Seeing that you are angry, sad, or scared is the first thing that you need to do to accept what is happening. Reading and analyzing. Try to figure out what the problem is at its core and think carefully about what you can control and what you can't. Focus on what you can change instead of what you can't. Focus on the good things you can do with your energy. Acceptance is not giving up. It's the start of doing something useful. Find meaning in everything you do, and remember that every struggle is a chance to learn. Use the lessons you learn from each situation to grow. There is always something to be thankful for. Being thankful helps us keep our souls healthy and see the good in bad situations. By using the power of acceptance, you can not only learn how to deal with problems, but also find peace and happiness in your daily life. This is one of the most important lessons that Epictetus's Stoic philosophy teaches us. According to Epictetus, we are all born with the ability and duty to live in harmony with others. We have been on an inspiring and difficult journey together as we have studied Epictetus's philosophy and tried to apply the 9 Stoic principles to our daily lives. These lessons have not only helped us get through the rough patches of life, but they have also given us the strength to build a strong soul that can handle anything. But the journey of self-improvement is never a solitary process, which is why we want to invite you to join us in this exchange of wisdom. Have any questions or problems with applying these 9 principles to your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Every question, problem, or even success story can help our community grow and thrive. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends who you think will be inspired by the Stoic principles, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any videos that will help you.